Okay, hello. I wanted to take a few minutes today to show you guys the job seeking org that I've been creating on Salesforce. So I called it Get Salesforce Hired, as you can see here. And it's just an app that I've created for the purposes of recording my job seeking progress and all the places that I've applied to and the different contacts that I have and stuff like that. So it's all kept in one place, and yeah, I've built this completely from the ground up. Lots of custom objects and fields and stuff, and it's pretty minimal, just only for the purposes of my own use. So anyway, hopefully this video won't be longer than 10 minutes, but I'll timestamp it either way so that you can jump around if you don't want to watch the whole thing. But anyway, so this is the home page. You can see this job seeking dashboard. Some key metrics I've got. Let's see if I refresh this, maybe it'll change. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. So it did change a little bit. We've got active prospects by region, just where are the companies that I'm applying to. It looks like a little over half of them are listed as remote. So anyway, that's just a very simple dashboard that I got set up there. All of these are based on reports that I've built as well, obviously. So yeah, and we've got my tasks down here, which those are actually powered by a workflow rule, which I can show you over here in setup. So the workflow rule is tied to whenever I submitted an application, or I mark a field that I've submitted an application, and I also mark the application submission date, and then 7 days after that, it will create a task for me automatically and send me an email alert. So that's really helpful. It's called a time-dependent workflow rule. So yeah, so that's very nice. You can see right here, actually, I've got them starred. Time to follow up with Homeward. It's been 7 days since applying. So anyway, so that's really cool. I also have keep up the good work, buddy. Oh, thanks. What is that? Oh, it's a picture of a happy dog. So that's just random, but this dog reminds me to keep up the good work and that my Salesforce career is just beyond the horizon there. So thanks, Mr. Dog. Let's take a look at the company's object. So like I said, this is a custom object. I've got a list view here for active opportunities, which just means active companies, right? Like companies where I haven't been denied already. So you can see them all here. Let's go to emotive, why not, right? So we've got company information. We also have the hiring manager right here. So we see related contact, and she's listed as a related contact, senior technical recruiter. So let's go over here. Lizzie. So you can see I have some text here that says, hiring manager, put your best foot forward. So that will only show up for contacts that are marked as hiring managers. And you can see here there's a checkbox that says associated with active company. So pay attention to that, because that's going to be important for what I'm about to show you. If we go back to emotive, we see in the activity section, I've put these into collapsible sections for ease of access, you know. So you can see that the application status is submitted. Let's change that to, well, pay attention here to this path, first of all, because this path is basically just a process for the life cycle of a potential company that I could be working for, right? So employer is kind of like closed won, and inactive is kind of like closed lost, if you've ever seen the opportunities path on the opportunity standard object. But anyway, so you can see that it's at application submitted, but if I push rejected, boom. So it's automatically set the relationship status to inactive because I was rejected. So No need for this to be an active company anymore. And it's also automatically set this reason for deactivation as application denied. So this is powered by a flow. It would actually do the same thing if I had put the interview outcome status to not selected. That would also make this an inactive company. But now if we go back to Lizzie, if you remember that little checkbox that said she's associated with an active company, that's no longer checked because this company is now inactive. So anyways, yeah, let's go back to, the associated with active company, the reason that works is actually because of a process builder. So I used Flow for the other automation, and I used Process Builder for this one. Just for the sake of it, it's kind of good to know how to use everything there. So yeah, contacts. I've also created some custom list views for the contacts object. So you can see there's a hiring managers list, hiring managers at active companies, which is a little bit more useful. But let's take a look at Lizzie again, since she's who we were looking at before. So I've also added this button here, a custom button called Quick PDF. So if you go over here, I've actually integrated a third-party solution. So through AppExchange, I found this third-party PDF creator. So it'll automatically create a PDF based on an account. So you can see Lizzie, whatever, just a really basic PDF here, just for sake of, for my purposes, I don't need that much information. But so Lizzie, let's make her associated with an active company again. And I'm going to show you something that changes about that PDF. If we go back here, which this is called SDoc if you are ever interested in using it. Automatically creates PDFs based on Salesforce records. It's pretty easy to implement. Oh, so now we can see that she's a hiring manager for an active company. And because she wasn't active before when we made this PDF, it doesn't show that, but now it's important to note that this is somebody that I gotta worry about, right? No, but okay. So we've looked at the company object, we've looked at the contacts object. Contacts is just the standard object that you've probably seen before. Reports and dashboards. I just have the one job seeking dashboard right now, like you've already seen, based on some reports that I've built. And we've also got a files tab over here. So files, this is just where I keep some commonly used stuff like professional portrait, or an updated resume at the time of filming this, as you can see. And yeah, so it's just nice to have everything in one place. Oh, here, let me show you another fun thing. So if we go back, Emotive isn't on this list anymore because it's been marked as inactive, right? So it's no longer on the active opportunities list view. Let's just go to Creative Circle then. So if we put this to employer, which ultimately is the goal here, as you can see, I haven't gone through the interview process or anything with this company yet, so none of this is filled out. But let's pretend that it is and it went well, and click employer. Mark its current relationship status. Hey, look at that. We got some confetti because we found success, and the main purpose of this app has been completed. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just trying to show you guys some fun stuff that I built into this org because I've been having fun with it and doing some cool stuff. As you remember with Lizzie, we've got this red text I told you about, hiring manager. But if you go to someone like Robert, that doesn't come up, like I said, because he's not a hiring manager. He's just an ally in the Salesforce world, right? So yeah. Anyways, I just love having everything set up and streamlined like this. It makes for really easy use. Let me show you something that's become obsolete. So I used to use a validation rule on the company object. And it's Salesforce best practice to use the simplest solution that you can. So like a validation rule is simpler than a workflow rule, which is simpler than a process builder, which is simpler than a flow, right? So, so normally I would be using a lot of validation rules and workflow rules just because there's lots of things to do. In this case, I had a validation rule that blocked a save on the company object if certain fields weren't filled in, if it was inactive, whatever. But I've actually replaced this with a flow, which is more complex, but it actually gets the job done better. So this validation rule would block a save, and then you'd have to enter in more information, which is fine, and it works. But with the flow that I built, instead of forcing you to input more and taking more time, you can just insert one field, and it'll automatically populate the other fields that must be true based on that one field, right? So it does the same job, but better, and it saves you time, and the data integrity is actually better because you could have forgotten about those fields, or you just don't have to worry about inputting anything wrong because it does it automatically. So anyways, that's really it. Yeah, I'm sure there's always more stuff I could show you, but that's just a quick rundown there. So hopefully this wasn't too long, and thanks for watching.